Hi, everyone. This is Michele Graglia.
This is Marianne Hogan.
Hi, I'm Adrian McDonald.
I'm Katie Asmith.
Hi, this is Anthony Gasals.
Hi, my name is Meg Morgan.
Hey, it's Jordan Trove.
This is John Ray.
This is Ryan Van Duzer, and you are listening to the Gotta Run Racing Podcast.
Hey everyone, we are back with another Gotta Run podcast.
Heidi ho.
You sound tired today. Why?
Oh, Norm. I'm so tired of training in this humidity.
Within 20 minutes of a start of our run, we are completely soaked.
Drenched. Relentless heat.
We have to constantly loop back to the car to change clothing.
Yep, change clothing, get ice baths. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and we're starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it is unbelievable.
And we're doing that because we want to be acclimatized for Lost Soul next month.
Because Lost Soul last year was brutal.
Although they don't have the humidity that we do, even though they claim they have humidity. They don't have this kind of humidity. So we should be just fine.
Yeah, we should be just fine. We're ready to take on whatever Lost Soul can bring us.
Bring it. Bring it.
What else is happening in the world of Gotta Run Racing?
Well, we've got our Island Lake Classic coming up in a couple of weeks' time, Labor Day Monday. And we're going to have over 300 runners on the start line. Really looking forward to it this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a good event.
It's nice to see people that we haven't seen in a year, too, right?
That's right. We only see them once a year at Island Lake Classic.
You got it. Still time to register.
And who's on the podcast today?
Well, today we have Mark Hayward. As Lost Soul is celebrating 25 years this year, and we'll be heading that way very soon. The race director, Dean Johnson, reached out to us and suggested we chat with former race director Mark Hayward, who was there on the start line with 9 other runners competing in the 100-miler back in the year 2000.
Geez, back in the year 2000, yeah, I was just getting out of prison then.
And starting your running career. All right. So that year, they had 8 men, 1 woman in the 100-miler, and 31 runners in the 50K. And we'll have to find out what year the 100K started. The solo woman was none other than Monica Schultz, who, if you aren't familiar with her name, was a great Canadian icon in the ultra scene back in the day. She won Hurt 100 twice, ran it 5 times. She won Badwater twice.
Yeah.
She came 7th at Western States, which was her top performance.
Yeah.
Ran it 6 times.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on.
She created the course record for Lost Soul that year.
She has 120 podium finishes.
I know.
Podium.
I know.
On ultra sign up.
And she was there on the start line 25 years ago.
She sure was.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Mark, who hails from Lethbridge. He also won Lost Soul back in 2004 and the 50K in 2006. And he'll be towing the line with us next month, so we're looking forward to meeting him. Fun fact, just recently, last month, Mark and Dean ran the 12K Tabor Tough Trail Race in Tabor, Alberta, which is a gear up for Lost Soul because you actually run in the coulees as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mark and Dean are both in their 60s. They play 2nd and 3rd. Not bad for a couple of young guys at heart.
Mm-hmm. And without further ado, here is Mark Hayward coming up. Welcome, Mark, to the podcast. And big congrats to you and Dean for placing 2nd and 3rd at the Tabor Tough 12K last month.
Yeah. I was in the 25K and I pulled my hamstring partway through the first lap and dropped out at the halfway point, which is the 12.5 kilometer start finish. And Jeff Hamilton, the race director, was kind enough to say, "Oh, that's fine. We'll just swap you into the 12.5K race." And I think I may have kicked Dean off the podium.
That was very generous of him to put you in there.
Yeah, I guess that's what they do. If you only want to do 1 lap, after all, you're good in the half. So, yeah, it really. Well, Norm, you've done the Lost Soul, so it's very similar style, of course. Yeah, really cool.
It must be nice to have the coulees in your backyard as a playground.
Absolutely. I can't say enough about them. They're not the mountains, but they are the second best thing we have. That's for sure. Yeah, and I'm literally about a 7-minute jog from my house, so
Oh, wow.
I'm really lucky to have them. Yeah.
How's your hamstring?
It's coming along. I got in a 65K run on on Saturday to celebrate my 64th birthday. So
Nice.
I did 64 and then one for good luck, and it all worked out pretty good. So got a few hours in again today, and it's not 100%, but I can't complain. Yeah.
Very good. Have you always lived in Lethbridge, Mark?
Yeah. Born in Ottawa, but we came out west when I was 2 years old, and this is home for sure.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to seeing that part of Canada.
Yeah, you're entered in Lost Soul this year as well, right? Both of you guys?
Yeah, I'm doing the 50K and Norm's doing the 100K again.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. No, very excited. So before we get into Lost Soul a little bit, let's go back to the beginning of running for you. How and when did that start?
Well, I was never an athletic kid, or I wasn't into any of the sports. I played a little bit of everything, on the street and in the fields, but it wasn't my thing. And then when I was 16, I got into skateboarding, and that was my sport. And I was a serious competitive skateboarder for probably 10 years. And then when skateboarding sort of started to die down, I started cycling, and I started cycling to work. And I've been cycling to work year round for 40 years now. So cycling, I was working with a swimmer and a runner. And they said, we're going to do a triathlon. Would you do the biking for it? I went home and dug my old Sakini 10-speed out of my parents' garage and tuned it up and got it back together, and did a team triathlon with these guys. And then the team broke up. So then I thought, any idiot can run, so I should learn to swim. And I learned to swim, and I started running and started doing triathlons. And then in 1990, I thought I should do a pure running race as training for triathlon. And discovered that I was actually a better runner than cyclist. And that year I did a 10K, a 10-mile, then I did a half marathon, and a couple years later did a marathon, and then a couple years later I did an Ironman, and then in 96 I did my first ultra 100K down in Montana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hooked, and especially trails ever since. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were doing triathlon before it was a household name.
Yeah, I did. I did a team triathlon in 87. And
wow.
And I think what sort of intrigued me or got me into it, it was sort of fringe sport like skateboarding was. Because like I say, I wasn't a team sport guy. I wasn't into all the wickets and rackets and balls. And it seemed unique and sort of crazy. And I think that sort of got me into triathlon. And yeah.
Have you ever thought about going back to it?
Yeah, we don't have a local triathlon here. It's too bad. We lost that a few years ago, but I still try and do an Ironman every few years, and I'm planning on Ironman Ottawa in 2 years. So just before my 66th birthday is the plan. Hopefully the body holds up, and that's my long-term goal. I always got to always have that next race, right? So
you sure do.
Yeah.
Well, you have such a extensive running resume. We didn't know what to ask you of what race. So in all your racing, especially ultras, what experiences that you could tell us that's kind of funny or something that happened during a race that you can remember that popped in your head?
Boy, I got lost my first ultra. I got in Montana. I didn't get lost for long, and that sort of freaked me out. But boy,
any bear encounters or?
No, I've been really lucky with no bears, and I stepped on a rattlesnake in the coulees yet, but that could still
good.
But as far as races, boy, uneventful, except for how races go with, your ups and downs and highs and lows.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you've certainly done a lot in the Alberta and BC region.
Yeah.
Any particular favorites there?
I love the Elk Valley 50K Ultra that Mike and the late Abby Moore put on.
Right.
And they did a 50K mountain race, and they had the Lone Wolf backyard. So same format, but up a mountain, down a mountain. So incredibly tough. I loved it. But living on the prairies, if anytime I can get into the mountains, it's special.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sinister's great, anything in the mountains. And we're close to Waterton here. So training runs in Waterton are always good.
Right. But never raced in Ontario yet.
Not yet. Hopefully, hopefully I learn that Ottawa someday. But and then, and haven't been back since I was 2 years old. It is time to go out east and maybe see some of the races you guys put on. And you guys are,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's talk Lost Soul. How did Lost Soul come to be? What is the history of Lost Soul?
Yeah, in 1999, Terry Schwingler, Ron Bain, Paul Shipp, and myself were looking for our first 100 miler. And Terry Schwingler was a travel agent at the time. And first of all, we wanted to run a race in the spring, in April of 2000, and we couldn't find a race. I mean, they're tripping over races now, but then you could not find a race. We found a race, I think, in Minnesota. And it was, so Terry, their travel agent, it was going to be planes, trains, and automobiles to get there. Just wait. So Ron Bain said, why don't we just put on our own race? Okay, we'll do it 1 year, run 100 miles, then we're done. And we scoped out a course. That was Paul Shipp's job. We marked the course. We got everything together. We figured everything out by the seat of our pants. I mean, it was really bare bones grassroots. And I always say we shot the gun off, laid it on the ground, and we started running. And we pulled it off. So we have the 354. We had at that time 354 kilometer loops, so we added 50K as well. So we had the two races that year in 2000 in April, and it was such a success, and we all wanted to continue to do it. And 25 years later, doing our 25th running this year.
Wow.
Wow. How did you come up with the name Lost Soul?
Well, again, Ron Bain was the original owner operator of Runner Soul. He's the idea man, and he comes up with crazy ideas, and we all jump on board. Runner Soul is the name of the shop, and he wanted something with the soul in there. So another guy who was one of the early organizers, Kevin Card, he wrote down 4 different names, and one of them was Lost Soul. And every time someone came into the shop, you would vote on what you wanted to call the race, and nobody can remember what the other 3 names were. Lost Soul was the one for sure. It got the most votes, and that's where the name came from. And it just sounded sort of had an eerie. Yeah.
When did it switch from being a spring race to a fall race?
The next year, because actually 5 days before the race, we got a dump of snow.
Oh, no.
And we were thinking, we got a dump of snow. 4 days later, I was out flagging the course the day before the race. Got one of the worst sunburns of my life. So that's the fluctuation in weather we get in Lethbridge. You couldn't see the course 5 days earlier, and then I got fried.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we thought, you know what, we're dealing with spring snows, so we moved it to September, and it's been there ever since. And we haven't had snow yet, but smoke and lots of heat and yeah.
Wow. So what was your area of expertise on the team?
Well, I'm a baker, and I worked for Safeway, the local grocery store, Canada-wide grocery stores, Sobeys chain.
Yes.
And because I was a food guy, that was my first thing was dealing with all the aid station food, and then flagging in the course. We all did that, and I did the food thing, and I did trophies for a while, and I did, and again flagging. So I was the trail boss up until I actually resigned in 23 from the race as a director. But up until then, I was mainly the trail boss up until 23. The food got handed over to somebody else, and but lots of stuff, trail maintenance. And Dean Johnson, who you guys have interviewed, he's the tech guy, as you can tell. If I should have had Dean here. That's definitely not my area.
Do you remember what was on the menu the first year at the aid stations?
Pringles potato chips, because we learned that, I know Dean said it, we always talk about the best aid stations in the universe.
Yeah.
We went to Bighorn in Wyoming and did a 50-mile there before we ever did Lost Soul. And that race sort of set us up for aid stations and for food.
Mhm.
They just had best aid stations, the best people and the best food. And Lethbridge is quite a tight-knit community and with a great volunteer base in the race situation.
Mm-hmm.
So really experienced race volunteers. And so we had equal volunteers like Wyoming, and then we copied their food. Yeah, as much. And it's grown. It's grown. Now they've really put on the food. It's a buffet. My brother Tyler Hayward is aid station captain still at Pavan aid station.
Okay.
And he took it over from Pat Keith, who always did smoked salmon. So there's smoked salmon.
Wow. I'll look forward to that.
So I don't know if you got any of that, Norm, when you were here. Were you here last year?
I was there last year, and I just stuck to my crustables. But I did enjoy your fruit.
The fruit?
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, the first year, lots of gummies and Pringles chips and sandwiches.
Yeah. It's almost become a competition between races to see what you can come up with, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3 aid stations at Lost Soul have always had this ongoing competition about who's got the best aid station or the best food. That ups it pretty good and keeps people happy and well fed.
It does. Do they have a theme as well? Does each?
They do. Yeah. Some years they do themes. Yeah. Some of the aid stations dress up and do silly things. Yeah.
You mentioned wildfires and obviously COVID and heat. What have been some of the other major issues that have cropped up?
On your mark, get set, listen up. Looking for a fun way to wrap up your summer? Join us on Labor Day Monday for our annual Island Lake Classic. Events include a fast 5K, a scenic 10K around the entire lake, and a free kids fun run. The autumn colors will be on display at Island Lake Conservation Area in Orangeville, Ontario. Registration is now open at GottaRunRacing.com. And I'm off! Back to the show.
In 2008, we had torrential rain.
Ooh.
And the 100-mile 100K started on the Friday. And at 10 o'clock, people were sliding down the coulees, and they were literally climbing up using their fingernails.
Oh.
So we shut the race down, and we didn't have an alternate course. And it was literally too dangerous to let anybody go on. And that was a real drag for the runners and us race directors. It was really sad. It was a sad day to have to do that. And my wife was actually doing the 50K, her first 50K the next day. And I had to phone her up at about midnight, say, we're not going to have the 50K tomorrow either. It was just say that was bad. And we felt bad, like I say, shutting the race down and not even having the 50K. We still had the breakfast on Sunday. You have a big, award breakfast on Sunday. We still had that. That was a downer, but it forced us into coming up with a wet weather course. So, which we used probably in about 22, just after COVID. Mm-hmm. And it consisted of 5 10K paved loops in Moody. And again, I'd had to shut the race down at about midnight and pause the race. Though this time we learned we didn't cancel, pause the race, got everybody back to headquarters, start them on the alternate course, which was, And my daughter ran that year, her first 50K on pavement.
Oh, no.
So
is any of your family running this year?
Just me.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah. My daughter actually, when I resigned in 23, my daughter Jessica took over my position.
Oh,
so
nice.
Now she's and she, in 2000, she was 8 or 9 years old, and she was helping us make flags and posters and stuff. And so now, 25 years later, she's right in there. Yeah,
that's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
So back in 2000, was Lost Soul your first 100-miler?
Yes, and that was the point. Yeah, Ron said, we got to do the pinnacle of running the 100-miler. And so we got on the race. And yeah, so we built the race and did it. And yeah, we had 4 race directors then still. And there's more than 4 now, but we usually had about 4 race directors. And the reason was the second year we decided, okay, we'll all organize on race day. 2 can run, 2 can stay back and oversee the operation.
Smart.
So we sort of did that. Yeah. And that worked because we all wanted to run. We all wanted to organize. So we back and forth every year, take turns running.
Oh, that's smart.
So that being your first 100-miler, how did it go?
Considering it was by the seat of our pants, it went really well. Are you talking for me personally?
As a runner. As a runner.
As a runner, yeah. Yeah, it was tough, but honestly, I was knackered from all the work I did all week getting ready for the race. My wife always says, "You would have won that race if you hadn't been so busy going over the whole course twice the week before." Yeah, but that's okay. It was fun, and the weather was hot and sunny, just how I like it. And yeah, it was fun. I got 3rd overall. That was sort of cool.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And there was only one woman on the start line, and she definitely has an interesting running background, Monica Schultz. We actually mentioned her in our intro. Yeah. Wow. She's got some esteemed podiums for sure.
Yeah. And I keep wondering, when's she going to come back? I mean, it's a tough race, but I think she can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too late to reach out to her. Perhaps you could just invite her back.
I guess we should just do that.
Yeah. Well, we checked her ultra sign up. It doesn't look like she's done a race since 2020.
Oh,
So
okay.
not sure if she's still running, but Monica, if you're listening,
Come back to Lifford.
come on back. Exactly.
Well, you finished under 29 hours, which was a great finish time. Did you give out river rocks that year? What did that come into play?
Yes, the first year, Ron always looking for something unique. And, we went out and gathered the rocks beforehand, and we still didn't quite understand what this was going to be like. And a local guy was blasting the rocks, and he got them all blasted. Basically, as we finished, they would blast our names and times on them. It's just down the road where the race was. And when we got those rocks, it was like, wow. And it's a very cool prize. And we were, like I say, we didn't really know how it was going to work out. And yeah.
Oh, it's so unique. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got norms in our garden, and hopefully by the time we get home, there'll be 2 more to add.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, Western States only started with 16 runners, so they're small but mighty. When did Lost Soul actually become a qualifier for Western?
I remember when Dean did the podcast with you guys, and he talked about it, and I haven't asked the other guys. I don't know who. He thought Dave Watson was the guy who got them, whether they contacted Lost Soul or maybe it was one of the other guys. I don't know. It was magic somehow. Yeah, I should research to ask the other guys who set that up, because it's a pretty good thing to have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was Western States ever in your sights? Did you ever put your name in the lottery?
No. And I didn't run Lost Soul. I think I've probably done it 6 or 7 times out of the 25. And yeah, now I think that'd be a cool race to do. Yeah. We'll have to see. Yeah.
Definitely harder to get into now than it would have been then.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, man.
There's a funny video of you on the course dying with 3 coyotes surrounding you. They're ready to pounce on you. You don't know where you are. And all you did was stand up, and there's a Walmart.
Yeah, I was found. Yeah.
Will you be making more videos like that in your 100-miler this year?
No, you never know. I do get the odd idea, and I've got a couple ideas. People have said, "Oh, you should do something else," and I've got a couple ideas I should sort of throw out there again. Pretty easy to do. Yeah, very low budget production.
Well, it's definitely Norm's sense of humor. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's something you would do."
Yeah, I have a few of those videos myself. In my backyard.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. We actually did, my kids and I, we did a sort of, Dean came up with the idea, and then my kids and I, we sort of filmed up, did a few little clips of of Laz's backyard race, but in Lethbridge, and showed me running through the coulees. I'm lost as usual, eating out of garbage cans. My son's got a big beard, and he played Laz. He had a smoke in his mouth. So we haven't put those out. I think Dean might have stuck one or two out there, but we've got a few others stuck aside. I should stick those out on them. They're pretty funny.
Yeah, they are funny.
They are good. They're entertaining.
Are there any other races on your bucket list that you would like to do? Perhaps something in Europe?
UTMB would be probably really because you've done that. And Norm, have you both done that?
Well, I did the UTMB race, but Jody and I, we did the
half of the course
hiking it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I would love to go over and do that. Yeah. Yeah. There's so many races now. I don't know what, I haven't done a lot of races. I've just done a few races many times.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. Well, it'd be a great hike for the family if you decide to hike the Alps.
Yeah. My wife and I, we love hiking, and we did a section of the Camino a few years in Spain.
Oh, nice.
A few years ago in Spain, and to go on to that and do that UTMB sections of that would be,
very good.
That'd be great. Yeah. Well, getting into that race and then actually doing that race, there's a lot of people there.
It's a busy one for sure.
Yeah.
It is quite the vibe. The whole week before the race, you are in a city.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we've been training in the Ontario humidity all summer, getting ready for Alberta. But any other tips, tricks, things, words of wisdom for us?
What I always tell people is heat train. Absolutely heat train. Yeah. You guys have it's funny. We're semi-arid. We have cactus and rattlesnakes and scorpions in the coulees. So we're almost desert.
Right.
And it's gotten more, it's become more humid here. So maybe you'll be all right. You'll be okay, because it's getting muggier here, and that's unusual.
Right.
And I'd say in 10 years, our humidity seems to be higher.
Well, training in the humidity last year is how I got through Lost Soul last year, because the humidity last year was absolutely crazy.
Yeah. I was supposed to do the 50K last year, but I injured my foot, so I was out. So I ended up doing search and rescue last year. Yeah, people were just,
a lot of carnage.
It really was. It was scary. There was one guy ended up in the hospital, and it was scary.
You hate to hear that, but
got everybody out okay, and
that's good.
And people can't wait to sign up and do it again.
What I did enjoy the race last year is when the sun is about to set, and all the deer come out.
Right.
Yeah, that was exciting for me. I thought there were headlamps ahead of me, the runners, but there were actually eyes of the deer looking at me going, "Look at this idiot. What is he doing out here?"
Yeah, there's just hundreds down there.
Yeah, it was wild, actually. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, this has been great, Mark. We're really looking forward to meeting you in
I'm looking forward to meeting you too.
A couple weeks when you look at it, maybe 3 weeks from now. Yeah. So we're getting there. We'll be flying out on the Wednesday, and we're really hoping we can stay for the breakfast this time.
Right. Yeah. That's sort of a fun thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Before we let you go, we're going to do some rapid fire questions just for fun. If you're ready. Okay.
Sure.
Let's do it. A 70s or 80s music?
I guess 80s.
80s? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I'm an old new wave guy for sure.
Oh, nice. Depeche Mode?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. I'm a big Depeche Mode fan.
Yeah.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
I saw the first Star Wars in 1977, and I haven't seen anything since. I never really watched Star Trek. So I guess that's that's it. Star Wars, yeah.
There we go. If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to and why?
Man, I always think about I would love to go back 100 years in my coulees.
Yeah.
Go run those trails 100 years ago and see what things look like.
Yeah.
Because there was actually a community. There was a community in the river valley 100 years ago, which due to floods they were forced out. But
Right.
so that'd be really cool. That'd be very cool.
Very cool. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's very Canadian.
It is, isn't it? And everybody thinks it's Hawaiian. What would you rather not do? Run on the treadmill or outdoors in -20?
I prided myself on running in 30 below all the time, but like everybody told us, well, you're going to freeze your lungs. Well, it did. It does bother my lungs now. So when it's 20 below, I'm on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And I'm actually open to the treadmill. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to embrace it at some point in your training, I think.
Yeah. I've worn my treadmill out with running marathons on it.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned skateboarding. Have you been back on a skateboard?
I still ride. Yeah, I still ride. I'm not as radical as I used to be, but and I'm the guy with all that, with the helmet and all the gear,
Yeah.
And when I crash, I don't get hurt, and I stand up and I say, "Look, kids, no blood," because I don't wear any pads, and I've got everything on.
Nice.
So yeah, I still ride. I still love skateboarding.
That's so awesome. Wow.
Wow.
All right, Norm.
Pick a superpower that you'd like to have.
Boy, the power of flight, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's popular. What about the Wolverine? Regenerate your bones every time you finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would help now as I'm getting older.
Yeah.
I think that would be mine right about now.
Yep.
All right, Mark, this was a pleasure. Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Looking forward to meeting you here in Lethbridge, and safe travels and
Thank you.
happy trails.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you again, Mark.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right. Happy trails.
Happy trails.
Cheers.
And that was Mark Hayward of Lethbridge, Alberta, former race director of La Sol Ultra.
And he will be there on the start line for the 100-miler 25 years later after his first 100-miler.
Wow, that's incredible. He's still going at it. And to have been in triathlon at such an early stage, late 80s? That's wild.
Ironman started in late 70s, maybe? I'm not too sure. 83?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, early 80s.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
And how do you feel now that we just finished our chat with him? Do you feel more confident with rattlesnakes and scorpions?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I like cactus, but I don't know about rattlesnakes. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, when you do your 50K, it's going to be a lot of people out there. They're all going to be hiding under rocks.
I hope so.
Right.
I hope so.
And if you see us at the start line, please come and say hi.
Yes, it'd be great to meet some people from Alberta out at La Sol in a couple weeks.
Oh, wow. Getting excited now.
Sure are.
Let the tapering begin. If you like this episode, please leave a rating and review. We'd love to hear it.
Means a lot.
Until next time.
Cheers.
Bye.